Welcome to Real Estate Radio Live, an informative and engaging hour discussing everything you need to know about the world of real estate. Your host, Joe Cucchiara, provides you with insight and guidance on how to buy, sell, finance, and invest in real estate. He also offers real estate tax management strategies, new construction advice, home improvement tips, and much, much more. And now, to guide you around the world of real estate, here's your host and Real Estate Radio Live team leader, Joe Cucchiara.
Welcome in. Good afternoon. Joe Cucchiara with Real Estate Radio Live as we rein in this beautiful Friday before the long holiday weekend. And if it is Friday, most of the time, this is we're on a roll, guys. All three of us are together for, 3 weeks in a row now?
How did that happen? Somebody's usually someplace else.
That's right. But here we are because we know we have phenomenal guests. That's how it is.
We are, and we're going to have a great show today. The title is Miami Markets and Opportunities. You're going to want to buckle in and hang on because there's a lot of great information and some great guests to introduce here in just a minute. Before we do that, just some reminders. We're with you 5 days a week, Monday through Friday from 3 to 4. You could tune in and listen to us a couple different ways. One is on the good old-fashioned radio at 1220, KDOW 1220 AM. You can also listen to us live online if you go to kdow.biz. However, the most important thing, we think, is to download one of the podcasts, our app, so you could listen to the show anywhere you want, anytime you want. You could do that by going to reradiolive.com. That is reradiolive.com. And lastly, we're a live show. If you have any questions for the guests or us during the show, 1-800-516-1220. Well, let's open up. Looks like here we go again. We have, as normal, the Worldly Review, I should say, overview by the folks at today's Sotheby's. And today, what do we got planned today, Bobbi? I know it's a surprise and I know it's big, so I will let you fill us in.
Well, we always like to focus on different real estate market segments in the Bay Area, but what we're doing now is we're going to trend outward. We're going to go outward. We're going to jump across the country. You know that we have jumped over to the Bahamas, and we've jumped to Maui, and we've jumped to Honolulu. We're jumpy here. Charlotte, we've Dallas, and then we've got Carmel and Paso Robles and wine country. But one of my most favorite places to go is Miami, and One Sotheby's International Realty has a phenomenal office down there with phenomenal people. And we have a guest that Buddy is going to introduce us to with rich insights on all the opportunities that exist down there as a very, very global destination. I wanted to introduce him, but Mr. Buddy Saupé wrestled me out for it.
Joe, that's the only one I've won ever.
I'm just going to say that's
How
one.
Did that happen?
That's one for Buddy, 100 to Bobby. Wow, that's pretty good.
That's how it normally works. Yeah, so I'm going to introduce Al, and I'm going to pronounce his last name perfectly. Arostegui.
Correct.
How was that? Did I get it good, Al?
Perfect.
All right. But before Al gets on the line here, I got to give you a little bit of insights to Al. Al was actually the guy when we did that live show from Miami 3 years ago. That was lots of fun when Bobby was slapping Dave Lane because a mosquito was in the room. Oh, you would have laughed. You would have laughed. Dave was very, very beautiful in giving us a lot of great statistics about it. But Al was the guy that helped get that all set up. And then we see Al at the G&E. We've talked about that a bunch of times, the global networking event at Sotheby's. We see Al all the time. And he's rather famous, or maybe I should say infamous, for all of the fun activities that we've done there. But Al really has a very, very deep and rich background in this business and is going to give us some great insight. Al's got a long list of credentials that are kind of fun and interesting, and he's going to talk about that because it's like he's got a master's degree in real estate, and he also has been in the business for a long time. So, Al, welcome, and you got to give us a good background on all the things you've been doing in the business, and what do all those little letters mean that sound like you're in a PhD or master's degree in real estate?
Well, thank you. Nice. Thank you for being on your show. I've been in the business for over 40 years, so it's a long time being in this business, and that's what I went to college for. It's what my passion in life was about. Being born and raised in Miami, it's I've really grown with the city as my family has and all that kind of thing. As far as my experience, obviously I'm a broker. I've also a GRI, graduate from the Realtors Institute, a CRS, Certified Residential Specialist. Master Broker Forum is a group that we started in Miami about over 20 years ago of the top brokers that we got together to improve our business, communication, contracts, insurance, anything that was relating to make our business better, more quality of what we do, and more of a passion for our business. And to develop deep-rooted interest in other brokers so we make our market better. Share and
get value by talking with each other and what's happening, what's good to do, what's not good to do.
Exactly. And so that being said, I've been involved in a lot of major sales throughout all over Florida, but primarily in South Florida where I live in a place called Coconut Grove, which is part of the city of Miami.
Wow.
And love it.
A beautiful part of the city of Miami. Yes, sir. So thanks for that really kind of introduction.
Thank you very much. Well, Al, that's it's quite an introduction, and we're going to look forward to having you spend a little more time today talking about all the details of the beautiful area. Pick up on we could pick on something. I'd like to go a little bit deeper. Let's spend a few minutes if we could. One Sotheby's. Bobbi advised me earlier you have the highest performing Sotheby's International realty operation in the world,
right? In
the last couple of years. I mean, that's remarkable. Just curious how things during that period. Tell us a little bit about how that came about, especially during the good times, the bad times. How did that happen?
Well, it all really started in the bad times when our CEO Mai de la Vega bought the franchise for Sotheby's International for Dade and Broward County, and she's a passionate lady. I've known her. I showed her real estate before she even had a license. And so I've known her son, Daniel, who runs the company as president. And we have a passion for each other as we do for the business. And one of the things we always do is we educate our real estate brokers to be better than anybody else. And I don't mean that as an ego thing. I mean that in the quality of what we do in our business.
Absolutely.
And we do, trends, real estate reports that we put out on all the markets. And we're always improving every year what we do to make it even better and better and more knowledgeable. And as a leader in the market, in not only Sotheby's, but all the markets there, it's been a great passion of ours.
Well, Al, tell our listeners just exactly what that figure is to make you number one in the world.
Well, our average transaction's $1.2 million.
Right, but what was your gross last year? That was $1 billion.
Yes, it was $3.5 billion.
Yes.
Wow.
So, Joe, we're not just lightly stepping here. I mean, I'm telling you, Al is just so fun and so knowledgeable and so out there, but he's also very modest about how great they are.
Yeah. Well, it's not about too many brokers get off on their ego part of the business, and who they are and how they arrived. It's not really that. It's who we are as people and the passion. And, we share that lifestyle that we're trying to do with the rest of the world, to live like us, to be great and to be positive and enjoy our lives and our family and love each other as we can, but also to do the right thing. And help people through this process of their improving their life, whether they're moving up in their life or
getting away from the cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I remember Dave Lane talked about the fact that the top 7 people migrating into Miami were from South and Central America for a while.
Of course.
Top 7 groups.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Miami is the, as I call it, the capital of South America. Really, it was funny. I was on the beach, Miami Beach, the other day, and there was somebody talking with their accent. I said, "Where are you from?" He says, "Miami Beach." Everybody talks with an accent over there. So it's a global place, just like London would be, or New York, or it's just, it's a center of commerce, whether it's banking, whether it's tech, whether it's art, whether, we have so many great events there. There's just a lot of exciting things going on with Miami, and it's in a tremendous growth culturally right now, as it has been for the last few years. And not to mention the billions of dollars that are spent in the commercial end of the market, building like Brickell City Center, the investment that's made there to create a whole new downtown area of mega shopping. That's
where it wasn't such a pretty area before.
No,
before they moved in and took it over.
And then you got Wynwood, which is an art district, and then you've got the design district with the amazing shops from all over the world, and then you got Miami Beach with the passion of the beach there, and the high end entertainment they have at night.
Yeah, so we actually have a replication of your art event down there, which was a replication of Art Basel in Switzerland, and your guys have moved out to the coast last year. They had a great show. We did a lot of video there. If we ever get that lifestyle show off, I'll run that video.
Absolutely. I just find that it was very interesting. I had attended an NAR convention, probably 3 years ago, because that's when we saw you out.
Right.
And they were saying, it's going to take 10 years, forever and forever and forever, for them to come back. And then, Joe, look at what happened. 2 years later, they're rocking and rolling.
Well, Miami was on sale. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, you got value for your money. And so that's what created the investors to come back in, created the buyers to come back in when they had a chance to buy Miami on sale. And, that's also made our market rocket up in the number of sales that were made and of course increase the values across the board.
Start with a bargain, and now you can't afford it anymore.
Well, that's what happens. But thank God, interest rates, if you have to finance, the interest rates are still down.
Joel will tell us about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the other thing, Al, I want to mention as I listen to you, too, that it's no coincidence that great cities rebound. I mean, we've seen it here in the Silicon Valley. You've seen it in the Miami area, because there are certain cities and states and locations, let's face it, that took a beating, but they didn't come back like other areas, right?
You're right.
I mean, so there's a difference why other areas rebound, and you just talked about that. Just as you're talking and telling us the stories, what resonates with me is that is such a popular area, and it's really enjoying a wonderful rebound in a big way.
It is, and it's fun too. I mean, you can't when you go to South Beach, there's a vibe that's nowhere else. I wear clothes there I would never wear anywhere else. And with that, we're going to take a break, Joe.
All right.
All right. So do stay tuned. If you've got any questions about the Miami area that you want Al to answer, just give us a call.
For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
Bobbi Decker is a recognized veteran of the real estate industry with 30 years of assisting clients to buy and sell property. Educating the public through her television programs, radio interviews, web streaming, websites, and newspaper articles helps people gain valuable knowledge that makes them better suited to accomplish their homeownership or sales goals. Ms. Decker is a vice president at today's Sotheby's International Realty, part of the global family, with 660 offices in 47 countries. She provides extensive marketing resources and services to her clients that have a wide set of needs, from selling properties on the San Francisco Mid-Peninsula and Silicon Valley to trophy ranches and vacation properties in the Sierra Foothills. When clients have needs in other parts of America or the world, she can refer them to other Sotheby's International Realty or Sotheby's Auction House locations. Contact Bobbi at BobbiDecker.com. That's BobbiDecker.com. Or call 650-346-5352.
Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live, streaming live on iHeart, TuneIn, and KDOW.biz. For more information on today's topic or guest, just visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Again, your host for Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Cucchiara.
Welcome back in. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Friday as we roll into the long holiday weekend. Joe Cucchiara with Real Estate Radio Live, sitting alongside Bobbi and Buddy. And topic today, we have a wonderful guest in studio. Topic today is Miami markets and opportunities. And we've been swept away by these stories, documentation, a lot of information. It's just good stuff. So this is all great information. It's no wonder these markets are so hot. We were talking off air of all the wonderful things that are going on. Maybe you could help us break down a little bit some of the market areas in real estate and the way it's moving and kind of how things are shaping now.
Yeah. Well, the three words in real estate is location, location, location.
Right.
And even if it's vertical location in a condominium, location in the condominium is important. Mm-hmm. The views, the vistas are very important because we're a flat area. We're not a mountainous kind of place. Mm-hmm. And the water views are very attractive. And the colors of the water and the boats and the activity are amazing. Now, again, walkability is important to the condominium market and that kind of stuff. And Miami is going through an amazing renaissance of new construction that's going on. I mean, our new bird, of course, is the crane. It's back again all over the place. I mean, it's amazing. And billions of dollars are being put into residential and commercial markets there both in you've got the Wynwood area that's gone through amazing thing, which is our art district area. Then you've got the design district with amazing places there that are being built. You've got Coconut Grove is going through another major, many condominiums are being built there now, which is kind of a laid-back community by the water.
Wasn't that the bedroom community for a while?
For a long time, for about 100 years.
Yeah. And now they're...
That's where my residence is in Coconut Grove.
Tell them about the elevators that come up to your penthouse with your car on them.
Well, you're talking about the Porsche Tower on Miami Beach.
Porsche? Is that what it's called?
Porsche. Yeah, it's a Porsche design, the first one in the United States like that. And it's an amazing building. It's the shape of it. I took a helicopter ride around it recently to see the construction on the beach there. It's in the north part of Miami Beach. And it's an exciting spot. And, can you imagine driving your Porsche or your whatever, Lamborghini or whatever your car, Ferrari, whatever car it is, and instead of getting, out of your car, you just take it into an elevator and you ride it up to your whatever place you have. Of course, the penthouse there is amazing. It's for sale for $35 million today. Got 2 pools. Wow. You can handle about 12 cars in it. It's I forget how many square feet, probably 15,000 or something to that effect.
A nice little penthouse.
Just amazing views that you have, and it's 2 stories. So there's a lot of interesting penthouses around to get these incredible numbers. And
well, I would hope that 15,000 square feet doesn't include the garage.
No, well, you can imagine having a sky garage. Your car has a beautiful
sky garage.
I love it.
You know, when you spend so much, these hundreds of thousands of dollars, and sometimes into the millions for these cars, you want them to be as close as your artwork, and that's what that's about. And you have these possessions, and also when you have sometimes the celebrities, you want to stay away from the paparazzi. So you drive in and take your car up; they never see you. So you got that type of thing.
I was hoping that was going to be my life, but no.
Well, it's all right. You got a great life.
I do.
We all do. I mean, we're having a great time.
Joe, are you going to grab your Maserati and go over there, or what?
I am. I'm just mesmerized. Actually, speaking of Maserati, just thinking about that, trying to picture that. That's wonderful. Well, there's so much. It's remarkable, and you, Al, I mean, as anybody could tell the story different. I mean, over the years, the changes, the evolution, what you've seen over there, and some of the stuff you're describing, is just remarkable, isn't it? Does it still amaze you every once in a while? You have to pinch yourself and just the opportunities and the money and the things that are happening over there.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I sold the things I had.
Tell Joe. I don't know if Joe heard about your $500,000 story.
Well, years ago, I had I still have him. He was a good buddy. He was over at Christmas time. Bob Cucchiara from the Dolphins, from Perfect Season,
Yeah.
And I sold him this house on Star Island. It was about 25,000 square feet. It used to be the Miami Beach Yacht Club. And I sold it to him, whatever it was, 30 years ago for $5 million. I brought the owner a $20 million offer on it, and he didn't even want it, the current owner, 5 years ago.
Amazing.
He just, so it's just amazing how the numbers, and it's going to continue to go that way over the years.
And we're going to talk about why it's going to continue, because this is an asset that you can play with. This is an asset you can live in. This is an asset that stays an asset. So we're going to take a quick break, and please, if you're listening in and you've got any questions about the Miami area or characters, you just give us a call. We're at 1-800-516-1220. Or you can text us 650-346-5352. Thanks.
For more information on today's program, visit reradiolive.com. That's reradiolive.com. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live, streaming live on iHeart, TuneIn, and KDOW.biz. For more information on today's topic or guest, just visit reradiolive.com. That's reradiolive.com. Again, your host for Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Cucchiara.
Welcome back in. Thank you again for joining us. Joe Cucchiara with Real Estate Radio Live, sitting alongside Bobbi and Buddy, and our guest from the beautiful Miami area. We're talking about Miami markets and opportunities. And this man travels, and he knows a lot of people, so much that we have a caller on the line, I believe, that is familiar with Al. I believe it is Jason. Jason, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. How are you? How are you, Joe?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Doing great, thank you. Doing great. I was on the plane with Al this morning from Miami over to San Francisco, so I had to take the opportunity to call in. I've been listening to your great show and some really good information on the Miami market, and Al is a legend in our market.
We know that here. We've seen him in action there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Had to vouch for that one for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you got to have passion. You got to have vibrance.
That he does.
Yeah.
I just had a question for Al. What would he
Sure.
say about the state of the Miami real estate market today? What would his response be to that from someone with that level of knowledge?
Well, it depends what you're buying, or what you're looking for. Real estate, you should look at residential, and that's what I'm talking about is residential real estate. It's not a stock where you buy it and you sell it and the next day and you're going to make some money on it. Markets go up and down. It's a long-term investment, but it's a good investment. It's a solid investment, and it's an investment if you're not living in there, you can rent it. If you buy stocks and it goes down, there's not much you can do with it. You got to keep that stock going, or other commodities like that. But as I see with Miami, the condo market in certain areas, there's a lot going on development-wise. And again, you have to look at the quality of the construction that's being done. You got to look at the location of where it's at, the views that you buy, and that type of thing. I think it's an opportunity time right now. We're in election year. People are holding off until the election's completed. You've got markets throughout the world. Miami is being as global as it is. It's got, and the world right now is going through a lot of different changes, so there's a little slowdown in the amount of transactions going. And of course, we're going into what we call an ordinary market now, not this hyper market that we were in. So where would I invest in Miami? I would look at certain condo markets that you can get buy a couple of units together in the right location, negotiate on your price on that. If you're buying in the residential single family, remember waterfront always goes up. It's always a great investment. There's only so much of it in Miami, and because there isn't that much vistas with the homes unless you're on the water. Fort Lauderdale, I think, is an amazing market. It's going to really mushroom because the cost of real estate in Miami on the waterfront is very high, and Fort Lauderdale is a bit lower.
It's going to spread.
It's spreading up that way, up the coast. So it's all good. I've got a couple of great listings in right up at Lighthouse Point. What an iconic location that area is. It's an amazing lifestyle.
You know, it makes us want to go there, but they got big mosquitoes.
Yeah. Well, right.
That's why I had to hit my last guess. This mosquito was chomping on me, my arm, and it landed on his cheek, and the poor man,
poor Dave's trying to talk on the radio, and she's beating him.
I got the mosquito, but he didn't know why. So with that comment, we're going to have to go to yet another break.
Jason, thanks for the call.
Yeah, Jason, thanks.
Thank you, Jason.
My pleasure, folks. Thank you very much, and you keep it up, Al.
Take care. See you soon.
I promise to never do that to you, Al. I will not do that.
What's that?
Haul off and slap you because there's a big
you're on
mosquito.
The air. I tell you, Dave played through beautifully.
So we have got to go, but please, if you have any questions or you'd just like to say hi to Al, we're at 1-800-516-1220. That's 1-800-516-1220, and we'd love to hear from you. So stay tuned.
For more information on today's program, visit reradiolive.com. That's reradiolive.com. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live, streaming live on iHeart, TuneIn, and KDOW.biz. For more information on today's topic or guest, just visit reradiolive.com. That's reradiolive.com. Again, your host for Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Cucchiara.
Welcome back in. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon. Joe Cucchiara with Real Estate Radio Live, sitting alongside Bobbi and Buddy. The topic today, the Miami markets and opportunities, and who better to have in the studios. Al's with us, and he's talking about the Miami market. He knows more about those markets than you could probably find anyone that knows more about that. Al, we had a great call. Jason had it was great to have him call and check in and ask you about the market. So before we did that, we wanted to take you back again. If you could just, let the listeners know about kind of the difference in dollar figures you're talking about. If someone were to purchase something for $500,000, what did you say, about 30 years ago, 30 years ago?
Yes, it was about 35 years ago, I think it was. Mm-hmm. It was about 35 years ago on Star Island. It was 2 acres, 25,000 square feet, needed complete renovation. And it was it sold for $500,000.
And this was the football player for the Dolphins.
Bob
Is that
Kuchenberg.
Right? That?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
When he finished his renovation, it was on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Remember with Robin Leach and all that kind of stuff. And we had some amazing parties at that place with the Gatsby Party fundraiser that was killer. It used to be owned by Hetty Green's son, a big stock market guy back in the 20s. And originally before that, it was the Miami Beach Yacht Club. So it's got some real interesting stories about that.
Provence.
But that let me just clear up a little bit about that. That was 35 years ago. It was about 10 years ago when I brought him the $20 million offer. Today you could sell it for $40 million. So the market is just amazing. The money is it's like an inflation of some sort, but it's because the desirability of Miami has just gotten so amazing. As I mentioned to you, with all the things that have gone. I mean, shopping, cultural events, restaurants. And events that we have, like the Art Basel, and it's amazing money maker for the town. And the boat show that comes in here that's done, and the people keep streaming in from all over the world. It becomes a playground for the super rich. You got to have a place in Miami, you got a place in London, you got a place in New York, you got a place in South France, or wherever it is. You've got to have one in Miami. Got to have one in Miami too. So it's one of those kind of things, and it's a fun place to be, and the people are very interesting.
Well, multicultural.
That's because they're multicultural from so many different areas. So many cultures come in. So much differentiation in the music and the arts and everything that's going on. Yeah. And a lot of people that are migrating because they're not happy in the environments that they're at, and they're bringing all their money where they know it's a safer harbor. Yeah. Well,
talking about a safer harbor, which is very important, the fact that our state, Florida, it doesn't have state income tax.
State tax, that's right.
I had somebody, and I'm not going to mention names, but it was from California, and he's writing a script for a movie. and he wanted to make sure he had his residency there. So when he finished signing his contract and getting those millions of dollars, he wasn't taxed for the state of California. The same with New York. We're getting a lot of New York people coming down there because of the state tax, and they can get so much more for their money, and the quality of, get those long winters and things like that happen. And, the people who go to the Hamptons, instead of there, they just jump on a plane. Mm-hmm. They're almost in the same amount of time.
Yeah, with the
traffic.
On the Wyland Expressway.
Well, it might take them
they get there faster to Miami than they do out to Montauk.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's probably, Al, the reason why also, I'm guessing then with the no state, a lot of, famous people, I know athletes. I'm a big golf fan, and I follow golf a lot. Oh, yeah. I know that a huge member of the golf community lives by design. They live in the Miami area in the Florida.
Of course. And you have that with the movie people and so forth. Mm-hmm. Athletes are all over the place. It's an amazing town.
It's really fun because you can go and you'll see all these people shopping. You start recognizing faces. Yeah. And you say, oh, gosh, And I said, oh, that's nothing. But we were in South Beach and we saw a celebrity and I go, oh, my, look. And Al does that every day. Yeah. You've had you and Sandy's been so quiet and sitting here. Say hello, Sandy.
Hello.
She is in the travel business, travel agent. God, I love you guys. You make traveling so easy. You can have the internet and you can have computers when you're trying to book a trip. Oh. I don't have anything to do with them.
Right.
I call.
Come cruise with us. We live in the cruise capital of the world.
That's
right.
Another
reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, our seaport has just been recently dredged out and expanded on, and we have several new cruise lines, new port. What do you call it? New terminals being built as we speak, and of course they've also done a tunnel underneath to help on that traffic.
Oh, they have
to the island there where all that cruise traffic is. Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
That was $1 billion.
Yeah. So Dave was talking about. We've talked about the recreational dialogue quite a bit, but the economic area there is extraordinary. A couple of things that really just popped up in my mind when he talked about it was there is a high-tech community, a substantial high-tech community there.
Yes.
And nobody really thinks about that when they talk about Miami. But the one that sounded the most interesting was with the expansion of the canal.
Right. The Panama Canal.
And the fact that you guys are going to be the first deep-water port that the ships coming through the canal can get to. It may change the whole picture of where stuff is dropped off for the American market from the Asian market.
Of course.
Yeah, because now you can put bigger boats through and bring more cargo, and guess what? Where am I going to put it when I get there?
Exactly. So it's been a major plan. The city is and the county have put billions of dollars to work to make it a better place. The airport's been redone, just like the seaport has, and it's been dredged out. So all those things make it better and better.
Wow.
And speaking about laptops, think about the company. You can work off a laptop anywhere in the world. Doesn't mean your factory has to be next to you. If you're building or your company, you can be sitting on the beach, tapping in what you got to do and get your work done, and then go out boating or whatever you're doing after that.
Great visual. I gotta go. We've got a break for our final break. So do stay tuned and give us a call at 1-800-516-1220. That's 1-800-516-1220, and we'll answer all the questions you might have on Miami.
For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Live, streaming live on iHeart, TuneIn, and KDOW.biz. For more information on today's topic or guest, just visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Again, your host for Real Estate Radio Live, Joe Cucchiara.
Welcome back in. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon as we wind down the show. A lot of fun, a lot of great information, and these are the kind of shows we wish we had for 2 hours.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, isn't that the truth when you have guests on like this and telling the stories and the pictures, especially great on radio. Just a couple minutes left in our last segment, Al. I just wanted to, I get a lot of requests for people that are interested in investing in other areas outside of California. And Florida comes up in general. I know there's a huge different areas in Florida. We're specifically talking about Miami. What would your advice be to someone saying, gee, I'm looking, is that a good place to invest? Maybe if someone's looking to buy something for $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, what would you tell someone like that?
Well, again, it's all about location, and you want to look in areas that are it's growing up to. I mean, there may be places in Broward County where that might be even on the water, but not as close to the inlet or that are nice. Emerging markets are the important thing. On that, if there's somebody that's interested in that, I can always point them in the right direction or to the right broker to help them with that in that price category.
Okay.
There's always good.
It's always that location, Joe. We know that. Even in Miami, you were saying, Al, that if you don't buy the quality building, quality view, it's just not going to appreciate.
It's not going to appreciate.
Everything
at the same rate.
At the same rate. Right.
Well,
I have to tell you. Go ahead.
That's where the high value add of a great realtor comes in, isn't it?
That's right. And Al, if somebody wanted to contact you, how would they do that?
Well, I'll give you my cell phone and and you can also text me. It's Al Arostegui. That's AROSTEGUI. My cell is 305-962-1119. That's 305-962-1119. If you want to email me, it's a.arostegui at onesothebysrealty.com. That's ONE Sotheby'srealty.com.
So see, you can give Al a shout, and he can tell you if it's a good area or not. You do have to have a good realtor. We've got 2 minutes, and if I cannot stress that enough, Buddy and I and Joe say, this is to educate and inform you to make the right decisions.
Yes. It's very important. Remember that 10% of the brokers do 90% of the business. So find the 10%.
Yeah, because they know what they're doing, and they serve their clients very effectively.
And same thing with the lenders, Joe. It's a passion.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. We talk about it all the time as a team here. We're equipped with the people. Al's a perfect example. We have people like that on the show for one reason. That the reason is the expertise and the value that someone brings, and the way that the whole idea of them sharing that with you, the consumer, and that's what we're passionate about. And so whether, again, in this case, you're looking for the perfect realtor, we talk about lending, make sure you get teamed up with the right person or team for sure.
Absolutely. And we are down to the final minute. So, Al, one more time, your phone number?
It's 305-962-1119.
Okay, and if you want to get me and have me direct you in the right direction, if you didn't get the spelling of Al's last name, you just give me a shout. It's Bobbi at Bobbi Decker. Couldn't be any easier. Just don't put an E on Bobby. Bobbi. Thanks, guys. This has been another great show.
Great show, buddy. What we got next week? We're coming back to living longer.
Yeah,
right?
living longer, living better. And if everything works out according to plan, it's the gentleman that we talked about at the Money Show, Joe, that was going to be on last week.
Wonderful.
So thanks again, guys. If you have any questions, either give us a call at 1-800-516-1220 or call us next week during the show.
You've been listening to Real Estate Radio Live. For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com. Tune in, log in, download our podcast. Discover more at RERadiolive.com. RERadiolive.com.